And action. Hello and welcome to episode 30 of Miscellaneous. Today we're talking about pork barreling. In case you were not aware, pork barreling is this, little phenomenon that happens around elections where either politicians will try to get projects for their own electorate, moving things, key pieces of infrastructure from places where they should be to their own electorate so that, they can profit from it. The other use of pork barreling is to define when, the whole government decides to expedite or further fund projects and things in electorates that are more likely to change hands. So basically bribing the electorate to continue to vote for them. Usually done by both sides, so it kind of ends up as a zero-sum game. It's like nuclear weapons. I have a nuke, you have a nuke, or neither of us are going to use it, so what's the point of either of us having them? You end up with two major political parties as soon as one person proposes a project, the other one matches it or beats it, and then the other person beats it. And because it's a marginal seat, they'll both keep on trying to one-up each other because both of them want the project. At the end of the day, they end up promising a hell of a lot more than they should have because neither one of them wanted to lose the seat. They end up losing the seat anyway. Yes, it's terrible, but it's also incredibly logical. So let's think about it this way. Say there was, here's an island. God, that remind me to get a new whiteboard marker. This isn't showing up that well. But let's say on this island there was, 1, 2, 3. This can be like the city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's just make it 5. Five electorates on this island, and the parliament had only 5 parliamentarians in it. So whoever won, whichever party wins 3 seats, or whoever gets 3 votes from the parliament, becomes the new prime minister of this island. Now, let's say you were from, this place here, and you can pretty much guarantee that everyone there will vote for you because they're, you've grown up there, you've been there your whole life, you're, guaranteed to win with like 80% of the vote. Okay, fair enough. Do you need to be campaigning that hard in your own electorate? Maybe not. Like, you've already got 80% popularity. Why bother spending more time in there than you need to? So let's say down here in the city, and that was where your main competitor lives. And so you've got like 20% popularity in the main city. You're never going to win in there. Like, you'd have to spend a huge amount of time and money campaigning in order to get, 30% of those people to change their mind and vote for you. Not going to happen. So what the situation ends up being is that it doesn't make sense to campaign in areas where you're going to win. It also doesn't make sense to campaign in areas where you're going to lose, which means it makes more sense to campaign, in the areas that you might be able to flip. This doesn't just extend to campaigning because, in the course of elections, you'll end up with politicians promising things, promising to build, upgrade the road here, or, build a rail line between 2 locations, or they might be planning, a new port here. And so they might be proposing, extra money for that, or, more business up in this area here, or, agricultural subsidies or something like that. Thing is though, money's limited. You can't promise everything to all of these electorates. So let's say that, it's 80% popularity here, you've got 20% here. Let's say of these last 3, you've got, 49% popularity here, you've got 45% popularity here, and you've got 40% popularity here. where do you think you should be spending your money? I mean, the logical places to spend your money would be where you've got 49 and 45, because you've got the best chance of being able to actually win people over if you're throwing money at those, marginal electorates. Problem is, though, the other guy's got the same idea. So let's have a look at how this actually turns out in real life, because the $1 billion cost of pork barreling revealed, it's about $1 billion. Voters in marginal seats collect tens of millions of dollars more than those in safer electorates. A Fairfax media analysis of 7 years of pork barreling by both Labor and coalition government shows. What have we got? About 20% of taxpayer-funded $624 million allocated to community development grants under the coalition since 2013 has gone to just 5 marginal seats, which holds just 2% of the population. I mean, to put that in context, Australia's got, I think, about 151 or 153 seats, like federal electorates. 20% of it has gone to 5 of them. That is absolutely disgusting. According to the analysis of the Electoral Commission done, Department of Infrastructure grants, marginal seats have received funding at a rate almost 3.5 times greater than the safer seats. I am not surprised, and this is, very out of date because it's still got Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. When is this from? Yeah, it's from last year. Different Prime Minister. I mean, it could be from last week and it'd probably be a different Prime Minister. Blah, blah, blah. 70% of all grants in its Community Development Fund to coalition seats. Yep. I mean, yeah, this is the thing. You can't completely screw over the people who vote for you. You still sometimes need to throw them a bone or two. Labelled the billion-dollar slush funds as blatant political exercises and accused both parties of a race to the bottom. The public suspicion of the political process has just been heightened by all these snouts in the trough, he said, calling for wholesale reform and the establishment of an independent panel modelled on the Foreign Investments Review Board. Good idea. Honestly, pretty decent idea. In 2017, the coalition spent hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars on grants that included a mezzanine boat racking system and hot showers for the Marucci Rowing Club, a coin-operated split-system air conditioning unit for the Old Church Hall in Blibli? I don't know. And a new trophy display cabinet for the Beverley Swimming Club. Yeah, I have no idea where those places are. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, here we are. This is nice. Margin, 30.6. They got 28 million. What's this one? Where's margin? Smaller margin. Come on. Give me something with, no margin whatsoever. Oh, no. Hang on. I don't like that map. It's too hard to read. Okay, anyway, let's go on to the next one. PM economic woes increase risk of pork barreling. That's from March 26th, 2019, so yesterday. Quite current, fresh off the press. What do we have down here? There was a funny thing at the bottom. As we stated yesterday, the state elections indicate New South Wales is unlikely to be a major battleground in the federal election expected on May 11th. The temptation for Mr Morrison is to resort to pork barreling in battleground states such as Queensland, Western Australia and Victoria, such as his unheralded announcement last week of a full $1 billion bullet train between Melbourne and Geelong. Yeah, there are other projects more pressing. It smacks of a cynical use of taxpayers' money in a transparent bid to hold a marginal seat. Funny thing about bullet trains in Australia, they actually have some of the most consistent and reliable timetables of any bullet trains in the world. They have a service that runs every federal election on the dot. No matter when they hold a federal election, you can guarantee that the bullet train debate will arrive exactly on time. Every time. Melbourne to Sydney via Canberra all the way up to the Gold Coast. Guaranteed, bullet train debate will arrive every time. It doesn't actually go anywhere, that's the problem, but, it'll arrive. Let's have a look maybe at me being very cynical, but this here is the Perth metropolitan area. Here's the scale at the top, so the two-party preferred vote by division. So, that bright red means it's, closer to 50% Labour. That bright blue is, 50% Liberal, and then, let's not talk about Nationals because you don't really get them in the Perth metro area. But these darker, almost black colours are seats that, 70% two-party preferred. Those aren't changing hands. Like Fremantle, not changing hands. Mosman Park, not changing hands. Rockingham, what's 12? I forget what 12 is. Warnbro, Warnbro's not changing hands either. Let's look at that, and now we're gonna bring up the major infrastructure project that the Labor state government brought to the 2017 election, which this is a map of. Metronet, yay. Not much information on there, but 2 projects moved to next phase. WA Cabinet have endorsed the project definition for Thornley to Coburn Link and Yanchep Rail Extension. So let's have a look at this. Thornley to Coburn is from there, 16 is Coburn. That's a very safe Labor seat. Not as safe as Fremantle, but still very safe Labor seat. Jandakot changed hands in the last election. 25 is Riverton, 21 is Southern River, I believe. It's running up through there, through marginal seats. Am I surprised that was one of the first projects they decided to build? No, not surprised at all. What's the other one? Yanchep Rail Extension. So, Yanchep Rail Extension. I think that even goes further. I think that goes off this map. Butler. Yeah, no. It goes up, out the top of that map there. 55? I think, it might even end going to 55. More. Yeah. That's a whole different problem. That runs into the problem of urban sprawl, which is just absolutely disgusting in Perth. We can have a look at that later because, god damn, I hate it. Let's look at the other projects. Metronet. Here we are. Project overview. Forestfield Airport Link. Somewhere around there, I think 24, 23, 24, 23, Forestfield. Yep, right in there. There you go. Marginal electorate. Not surprised. Okay, what's the next one? Joondalup line to Yanchep, talked about that. Thornley to Coburn, yes. Marginal seats. Morley to Ellenbrook line. Let's bring that up. Morley to Ellenbrook. I think Morley, what's 43? 43, Mount Lawley. 42, Morley. Through there. Up through those, which, Labour won in a landslide. Those are usually a couple of Liberal seats through there. I think a fair few of them might have changed hands because of how big Labour's win was. But, yeah, marginal seats again. So let's just move this here. So Morley to Ellenbrook. Ellenbrook is a marginal seat. Extending the Armidale line to Byford. Let's have a look. So 20 is Armidale. Okay, that's safe Labour. Byford, down here like that. I swear they've proposed it going all the way to Pinjarra. So 11, through there. Congratulations, marginal seat. It's a marginal federal seat as well, I believe, like Brand or Burt or Brand. I forget what it's called, or Canning. Carnup on the Mandurah line. That one I don't think is actually in a margin. Oh wait, no, 13. God, don't tell me that's... I bet you it is. I bet you it's in there. 13. 13. Baldivis. Yeah, I bet you it is in there. Every time. You know, you can be as cynical as you want about it, but yeah. Starting for remove level crossings on the Armidale and Midland lines. So, Armidale line, I bet you it's through there. Midland line, through those there, which are also swing seats. What else have we got? You see, it's really strange, because if you look at the original map for Metronet, here we are. This is, what was originally proposed. And you had all of these other, to Wanneroo. Wanneroo's proposed. Let's have a look at the map. Oh, what do you know? Wanneroo, swing seat. I was pretty sure that was in... When's this from? 2018. Probably been updated because I was looking at another one before and it had Wanneroo on there. But looking at this, Fremantle through to Cockburn Central. Let's have a look at that on here. Fremantle, safe labour. Cockburn, safe labour. That part of Kwinana as well, also safe labour. Like, it's a very safe electorate there. The other ones that it improves is like Mosman Park, because it means that you'll be able to go from Mosman Park all the way through to Cockburn Central. It'll be good. It's a good idea. It also links into, the whole ring idea, and being able to link Fremantle up to the Kwinana Freeway means that whole Mandurah line becomes a lot better. Why aren't they building it? I don't know. But if you are a, state government and you have the option of running a railway line through a whole bunch of safe seats or a whole bunch of marginal seats, you can guarantee that they will take the marginal seats every single time. Every time. Like, this is a problem with pork barreling. It's not so much like, let's build random projects just to advantage our electorate. It's the fact that, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you aren't in a marginal electorate, good luck to you. Good luck getting the infrastructure funding unless it is absolutely necessary. Because all of the, discretionary funding and, funding for extra projects and that, it'll all go to marginal electorates, like every single time. Anyway, this has been very cynical and dark, but yeah, that's how I roll. Hope you've enjoyed watching this. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I might even be talking about the problems of that stupidity there. Joondalup to Yanchep. My God. That's Yanchep on a map, Perth, all the way down here. I used to think that, Ocean Reef, like, goddamn, Ocean Reef is a hell of a long way away. You start going all the way out here, though. This is on the far, far reaches of civilization, all the way up to Yanchep, and they're proposing a train station, whereas I bet you it's through there. There it is. You can see the little corridor already set aside for it. Whereas you can see it down here too. There you are. Little railway corridor there. Here it is coming through Alkimos. Railway corridor. Planned 53 kilometres out from the Perth metropolitan area. I'm going to make a video on urban sprawl one day because it is absolutely disgusting. But that's a topic for another day, Urban sprawl and the problems that comes with. But I hope you've enjoyed this little talk about pork barreling, and I hope to see you in the next video. So please like, comment, subscribe, and ciao for now.